you gonna do? Yeah. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you?
Hi guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Get to Know Your SRO. I'm back again with Officer McPeak, and this is a very special week because it is
National Drug and Alcohol Facts Week.
All right, and we have some questions from our blue box, and the first question is, what are some of the dangers and risks associated with juvenile alcohol abuse?
There's a long list. We'll start with the obvious. A lot of juveniles that are consuming alcohol are doing so at things like parties or at friends' houses. If you're not staying, you're leaving, you're getting out on the street, you're putting yourself at risk, you're putting others at risk, and not just for, being arrested, but also for potentially crashing, injuring yourself, injuring somebody else. I know one thing that always spoke to me personally was the fear that I would not hurt myself, but I may hurt another person, an innocent person that was just out, trying to go to the grocery store or something like that. On top of that, you've got brain development. So your brains have not fully formed, even though a lot of you think they have. They're still forming. You're still becoming an adult, and until you hit around your 20s, your brain is still learning how to think and act and control. When you start consuming alcohol at a young age, you increase your risk of late life addiction issues just by huge amounts. And the younger the person, or the younger the juvenile, the worse it is. So a 12-year-old is somewhere around 70-something% more likely to develop long-term substance abuse disorders later in life, whereas somebody that waits until, say, 18 years old, I think that's around 20-something% of those, and people from on up into about 25, it drops drastically from there. So there's a lot of risks, a lot of dangers associated with it. You don't really think about that stuff now because you're young, but when you get older, it can affect things like your kidneys, your liver, pretty much any system in your body. And if you are predisposed to addictive tendencies, it can open up a world of bad things for your life. So there's many risks involved.
All right, our second question is, what current trends are we seeing among youth today?
So right now, what we're seeing law enforcement-wise is the Delta products. And when I say that, I imagine most of you know what I'm talking about. If I asked you what Delta was, you could probably tell me. You would probably say it's some sort of a vape or something like that mimics marijuana. That is a decent explanation of what Delta is. I could give a very long explanation. I could actually talk for about 2 hours on it, but I'm not going to today. I will say this, Delta products have not been studied nor approved by the FDA. We don't know that they are dangerous. We don't know that they are safe. For me, that's not worth the risk. I think everybody has a personal choice to make. I would hope that you all would make the responsible choice and wait until you know what the long-term risks are on something before consuming it. We have found that here at Lebanon High School. It has been found at other high schools in this county, and it's across the nation right now. Legislation is slow moving, so the wheels of justice turn slow. Other than being in possession of some sort of vape device or a substance that you can't be in possession of till you're 21 years of age. They're not considered marijuana because of the plant that they come from. The plant they come from is technically not a marijuana plant, it's a hemp plant. The danger that I see in the research that I've done on this is the way they produce some of these Delta variants, Delta 8, Delta 10. There's a newer one, THCO, that's come out. THCO is actually produced by taking Delta 8 and adding a highly combustible substance to it. It's supposed to be stronger, better. That's the marketing thing. The big thing with these Delta products is they are marketing towards you. They are trying to get you hooked. They're trying to give you a legal drug, and they could care less about your health or welfare or long-term. So a good example to use, cigarettes, which are almost non-existent now. You don't see very many people smoking anymore. It's mostly e-cigs now, vapes. Up until relatively recently, cigarettes were not considered dangerous. In the 50s, which is not really that long ago, doctors would prescribe cigarettes to pregnant women. We now know that cigarette use, tobacco use for someone who's pregnant causes major, major problems with the fetus, just like alcohol ingestion would. So my advice would be wait and see what the science says. When the science tells you something is safe, if not, then you've got to make that decision at the end of the day. I'm not going to be there to make it for you. Your parents are not going to be there to make it for you. You've got to make that decision on your own, and I really hope you make the right one. This is National Drug and Alcohol Facts Week. We're going to have a website pop up here.
Right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Right here. If you have any questions or if you want to educate yourself further about any of this, please go to this website. The theme this year is Shatter the Myths. I really like this theme, and I'll tell you why. I have taught some classes. Some of you, I may have taught classes in your classroom about drugs or alcohol, things like that. One thing I always bring up is the DARE program. When I was in school, we had the DARE program. And not knocking DARE, it's a fantastic program. It educates. But DARE tended to use the scared straight method, where they would say things that were not necessarily true. I won't do that to you. I won't lie to you. If you ask me a question, I'll tell you straight up about something, what it does, what it is, how it can harm you. I don't believe that lying or embellishing is needed, and I think that erodes at your confidence in me. And in the end of the day, it makes you not want to listen to me. So always be honest with you, always tell you the truth. This website is a really good website. They have some really good information on it. So please go check that out if you would like. And that's all I've got.
Thank you, Officer McPeak. And if you have any other questions for Officer McPeak or Officer McFarland, either about National Drug and Alcohol Abuse Week or just random questions in general, you can find them or you can leave your questions in the box. And we will see you or Officer McFarland next week.
See you then.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.